Joining us is teacher and author of Working the System, Frances Gilbert. Frances, good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning.
Is this a good idea that teachers must offer pupils information about alternatives to university?
Definitely. I think it's an excellent idea, and, we should have done it much earlier.
So what is the situation at the moment? I mean, before this initiative by Nicky Morgan, what sorts of things do teachers tell pupils about the options that are out there for them?
Well, to be fair to teachers, they do, in most schools, and certainly I have as a careers teacher, offer the whole kind of full range of alternatives there, particularly for students that are, obviously not going to go down an academic route. Mm-hmm. The problem is there's been, massive confusion over vocational qualifications over the last 20 years. They've kept changing names, and there was the new Labour regime introduced diplomas which have been got rid of, and then there's been a big report in the last kind of government, the coalition government, that really just downgraded most vocational qualifications. So teachers have been left scratching their heads because there's been so much chopping and changing over everything.
And I mean, some people will say teachers are supposed now to tell pupils that there's an alternative to university. One of the alternatives is apprenticeships. And people will be thinking, yeah, but there are so few of them. It's almost misleading to say to pupils, there's an apprenticeship out there for you if you want it, because patently there isn't.
Yeah, I mean, that's a problem, isn't it? That, there's a real lack of them. Personally, I think the government should have tried to improve the vocational qualifications that they've got rid of recently, and worked on that. But yeah, it's a real problem. And then, of course, you've got the whole problem of youth unemployment, which is very high in certain areas, and employers are very reluctant to take on young people and work with them because they don't get much support. So the whole thing is quite a mess.
And some people will say, actually, why push young people away from university when it's proven, and we've heard about it only recently, that graduates earn more than non-graduates? You will have very probably, not definitely, but very probably a better standard of living if you do go to university. So why should teachers be busy worrying about showing them alternatives?
Yeah, I certainly agree with that. I think that university isn't for everyone, though, and that has been a problem, that we've been pushing students who just weren't right for kind of academic university education into universities, and then they've landed up with kind of degrees that don't really count for a lot. Whereas, perhaps the old polytechnic system that we had that was disbanded under the Tory government, the John Major Tory government, could have been, if we hadn't got rid of that would have been a lot better, and had more, vocational kind of colleges of higher education.
Frances, thanks for talking to us. Thank you very much. Frances Gilbert, their teacher and author of Working the System.